Welcome back. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on NewsX. At least 153 people have been killed in Sri Lanka and over 150 are still missing as the country battles torrential rain and floods triggered by Cyclone Ditwah. With more than 12 inches of rain recorded in the eastern and central regions, footage released by the Sri Lankan Air Force showed stranded residents being rescued from rooftops while floodwaters engulfed homes. The cyclone has left a lot of destruction in its wake in Sri Lanka, displacing at least 44,000 and affecting over 370,000 people in the country. Meanwhile, rescue crews in the country are airlifting people to safety. The cyclone is likely to continue to move north-northwestwards and reach over southwest Bay of Bengal near North Tamil Nadu, Puducherry as well as adjoining South Andhra coast by November 30th. All right. Well, that is the situation, of course, regarding the cyclone. The destruction, of course, is growing. The devastation, of course, is rising. India is lending a helping hand, of course, to Sri Lanka even as we speak. The fear, of course, is that the death toll could rise further. Mujibur Rahman, Member of Parliament, Sri Lanka, is joining us live on the broadcast. Mujibur Rahman, thank you for being with us today on NewsX. What is the situation in your country? Mr. Rahman, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Mr. Rahman, I was trying to ask you about the latest situation in Sri Lanka. We've seen these videos. The devastation looks immense. What are the latest reports you are getting? What is the latest situation on ground now?
Yeah, the latest situation, in Colombo and Western Province, the rain has stopped. But, still the floods are there. Rescue work still going on. The work is still doing by the Sri Lankan Army and Air Force and Sri Lankan Navy and Police. So the situation, we can't say exactly what are the damages and all, So it takes a little few more days to say at least how many how much damage cost and how people are affected and all. But at the moment, still the water is there. The situation is getting, slowly back to normal.
Are the weather warnings still there? Is it still raining in those areas which have been worst hit?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
I said, is it still raining in those areas which have been worst hit? Are the weather warnings still in place? Or has the worst now passed?
Whether in the Western Province today whole day, Western Province today whole day didn't rain. In upcountry, in Sabaragamuwa, there are some places, the rainfall is there. So because of that, some part of the Western Province are still underwater, right? Still flood is there. Right, even around the Colombo city, suburb area, and some part of, the Gampa district that is also belong to the Western Province. So, and in the upcountry, the Kandy and Nuwara still, the situation is same. Still, the rescue work is doing there. Even in the North Central, the Anuradhapura, Polonnaruwa, even in Batiklo, Ampara, even Mana, northern part of the island. So still the rescue work is going on over there.
Yes, Mr. Rahman, also as far as, of course, now the numbers are concerned, the death toll is 153. The fear is that that number can rise. Many more are still missing. What are the kind of numbers you have?
Still now, the government has announced still more than 120, 130 people are missing. But I think it's not the exactly amount, within another 2-3 days only after the, who they say that after the flood is over only we can say exactly what is the amount.
Yes, Mr. Rahman, also India extending a helping hand. We've sent a lot of aid already, relief material. Our NDRF personnel have also
come on ground. Not clear.
I'm talking about India's helping hand. India is.
Yeah. I think I must thank the Indian government. They have sent some relief to the affected people, and there are so there are some helicopters are working. Indian helicopters are working with the Indian Air Force, and they are rescuing some people in North Central province. It's a great thing at the moment.
Right now, what is the priority of your administration? Is it the evacuation of people? Is it the rescuing of people who are stranded? Is it, of course, the relief material, the food? What is right now the priority of the administration there?
Yeah, there are some places, in the Western province. So, it's close to the Kalani River. So the, government already announced people to evacuate, ask people to go from the area, But still, some people are there, they are scared about their, house and belong things and all kind of things. But anyway, from the other side, the rescue work also happening from the forces are doing that.
Which city are you in currently, and what are you seeing around you? Is the weather bad where you are too?
Sorry?
Where are you exactly, and what's the weather like where you are?
The Ua, you're asking about the Ua province?
No, I'm talking about you. Where are you, Mr. Rahman, right now?
Yeah, I'm in Colombo. I'm in Colombo city.
Okay.
I'm in Colombo city, close to the flooded area, in the suburb area surrounding Colombo city limit.
Okay. And is the situation, is it raining there too?
The situation is, still water is there.
Okay.
But still, the government has announced the water level will go up,
Yeah, I think it's a bit better. I think it's a bit better. I think it's a bit better where you are. What are the worst affected areas right now?
The most affected area I think, in the upcountry, in the Ua province and Central province and North Central province, and those are I think, the mainly most affected area.
All right. Well, Mr. Mujibur Rahman, thank you for joining us. Please do stay safe, and we certainly wish that the situation improves in your country. G. Kumar Chidambaram is also live with us, Vice General Secretary, Small Medium Tourism Enterprises. He's also joining us from Colombo, Sri Lanka. What is the situation there, Mr. Chidambaram? What are you hearing? What are the reports you are getting from on ground?
You all Sri Lanka now from last 24 hours, especially on the western province area and most of the countryside is the rains has been dropped at the moment, but the rain which was occurred last more than 48 hours back, that water is flowing towards the big Gangas such as Mahavali Ganga and Kalani Ganga and Kalu Ganga that's got overflowed. As Member of Parliamentary Mr. Mujibur Rahman referred, that suburb of the Colombo, I mean that's where Gangas travel through this suburb of the Colombo. So as yesterday explained, they are already they are given the red warning to evacuate on all the places. So almost as per the instruction, everybody is evacuated and kept it on the safe places as community places as well as the schools and some of the temples they were safely accommodated. As far as the tourism concerned, the tourists have been requested to stay in the same places, original places, not to move around and next to make a trip for next 2 days. As per the police announcement and the government of Sri Lanka, and the tourism was also announced not to travel around for the time being. And also mostly they were the clients, the tourist people or any people who wanted to go to here and there to utilize the main roads rather than going through the internal roads or anything like that, because you find it a lot of landslides and mudslides and a lot of trees has been fallen. So there is no tourism has been affected on this situation. So things are the national parks and the archaeological department and the cultural sites have been still closed. So once the water level is gone down, I think probably it takes about another 3 to 4, 5 days. It will be settled down, and then tourists can travel around in their respective route. So as far as the major damage has been happened in Kandy area, surroundings of the Kandy, which is famous for the tourism. But now things are calmed down. I mean, the danger is that like flood water was spread around and came into the city, but not major hotels or anything like that got damaged or anything like that. There's not reported any hotels or anything like that damaged, but only thing the road has been closed. So now the government of Sri Lanka and Road Development Authority is clearing the route. So people are probably like very soon things will get settled and tourists, so people can flow on. Adding on to that, the railway has been shut. I mean, like railways operation is limited. It's not going towards the hill country or any scenic trail is not operating. So it takes some time because of the most of the railway tracks got overflowed and it's got damage as well. So towards to the hill country, railway will be standstill. But southern part of Sri Lanka is back in normal because there's no damage into the south coast of Sri Lanka. So the people can travel around here. So that's the situation from the other side. And we have lost nearly about 152 nearly, I think a lot of about more than 200 people has been missing. So still the rescue work is going on in the earth slides area. So a lot of damage has been happening in the hill country area.
Okay. Let me in fact also ask you, Mr. Chidambaram, about the worst affected areas, and right now what is the administration's priorities? Is it evacuations? Is it rescue of displaced people? Is it the sending of relief material and food? What is the administration's priorities right now, and which areas remain worst affected? What are the reports you are getting?
As per like what we are getting, the reports is mainly from the hill country, which is the district called Badulla and Nuwaralia and Kandy and Matale district. It's got worstly affected on this flood because the water was overflowed, came into the city, and many cities went underwater. So the main concerns of the administrative part is to evacuate and bring all the people into safe place and ensure that they are accommodated properly and safe and secure is done, and also the proper food is provided. So we call is like government agents and the AG office, assistant governance agents or government agents office. They are involving and distributing the food, and also adding on to that, the people of Sri Lanka, I mean, like the community of surroundings area, they get together and like collecting some dried essence from all the concerned supportive people and from the Colombo also. Now that has been started to collect all the dried essence, water, sanitary requirement, and the bed sheets and everything's been like now dispatched and collecting from Colombo and sending to the respective places. So as of immediate measure is for the food for the people. So they are doing that. Then the second level is medications and the accommodation. So time to time, I think once this quite roads, and if they feel that safety, then they can get back their home and clean up, and next level things will be taken up by the people of Sri Lanka as well as the government of Sri Lanka. So I must thank to the government of India, because India is always lending a quick hand to us in any situations, I would say. So thank God that the Vikram the ship was docked in Sri Lanka for few days back onwards. So the government of Sri Lanka and the Air Force of India is Navy all got involved and involved in the rescue operation with the government. And also yesterday and today morning we got some Air Force came from India, New Delhi, and all the food and medicals and the rescue equipments, and also for the support team, we have received about 70 of armed personnel have come from India to giving a help hand to the Air Forces.
Okay. Let me in fact also quickly ask you, because you're of course from the industry body as well, how much do you believe the economy and tourism will stand to be hit as a result of this current situation?
In Sri Lanka, generally like month of November, December, January, February is a season time. Many Europeans and Indians and other part of the country people and also diaspora people travel to Sri Lanka and enjoy the Christmas and the New Year time. So we call this as a month of December is a peak time, but it will be really impact on the tourism arrivals very soon. But probably we haven't heard anything because the communication is a problem because like most of part of Sri Lanka, due to the electricity supply and the tower transmission situation, we don't have the proper communications to the hotels or a network in the hill country area like in Kandy, Matale and like those area. So once the restorations happen, so we will be knowing that how much of the cancellations and the people are not going to travel for the during the season times.
Yes.
So that will impact on our economic as well.
Okay. Finally, before we let you go, Mr. Chidambaram, what is the latest word that you're getting from your government? The weather warnings are for the next 48 hours. When is the situation expected to improve or become better?
The weather, as per the weather, it's like now the cyclone is moved out from Sri Lanka.
Okay.
I think the weather will get back to normal in the next 24 hours.
But
so
the flooding, of course,
only
continues. Yeah, the flooding continues. The waters.
We will not have the rain like this, but like the flood water has to
recede.
Settle there.
Yeah.
So probably it within 48 hours it will get settled, and now the government will do the.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Chidambaram. Also, final word before you go on India's help under Operation Gangabadhu. A lot of help has been sent to you by India already. Obviously, that does show that India is the all-weather friend of Sri Lanka's.
Always, yeah. It's been like we have. That's what I mentioned too. India is always being in a great hand and lending hands always in any situation. It doesn't mean to be a emergency or like this kind of situations. Always they have been a great neighborhood country and like a brotherhood country for Sri Lanka. So Sri Lanka and India is always having a good relationship and long-last friendship and helping hands. So the government of Sri Lanka and the people of Sri Lanka always thank to the government of India, and we thank to the Sri Narendra Modi, Prime Minister, and his cabinets and the member of parliaments and the people of India. We always thank to them for their generous support for Sri Lanka.
All right. My thanks to you for joining us on NewsX. Commodore Anil Jai Singh also live with us, former Indian Navy officer. Commodore Singh, a very disturbing situation, of course, in Sri Lanka. Reports of devastation coming to the fore, disturbing visuals as well that we've put out on our screens of course, people that have got affected, the wildlife there as well, also, of course, damage to property. The death toll also expected to rise with, of course, the waters receding and the rescue personnel able to reach the worst affected parts. Your first reaction to the situation that has gripped the island nation, and also what right now must be the priorities of their country, of their administration?
Thank you there for having me on your show. I think, yes, Sri Lanka has passed through this very devastating last couple of days. But as Mr. Chidambaram said, the last news is that the cyclone has crossed Sri Lanka. And in fact, it's heading towards the Indian coast now of Puducherry. Obviously, getting people back on track, life returning to normal will take a little time. But the priority, of course, at the moment has to be restoring the livelihoods, and bringing life back to normal for the people of Sri Lanka who've been affected. Now, there are ways of doing this. Firstly, of course, you've got to prevent against epidemics, which generally follow this, because there is rainwater, there is stagnant water, there is fear of disease spreading after a major flood. So that will be one of the priority areas for Sri Lanka right now to tackle. India, I think you did make a mention of India when you were speaking to Mr. Chidambaram, but I think India takes its responsibility of being the first responder in the entire Indian Ocean region very seriously. And as we saw over here, 2 naval ships were already almost on the scene immediately with relief supplies. And of course, the Air Force, which later 70-80% from the National Disaster Response Force have gone there. All of them are going to work towards bringing life back to normal. It's not so much the immediate disaster relief now. That stage is probably past. It is about not rehabilitating, but definitely restoring normalcy in the country in terms of, bringing back to, getting normal fresh water, power, and other civic amenities which have got disrupted back on track. And I think that is where India really steps in. if I may add to that, it's all part of our, the Sagar policy, which is now called the Mahasagar policy. India is the first responder, as I said. So that's a major achievement that India has made in the region. And that, like Mr. Sithambaram said, we have always been there for Sri Lanka. We are always there for all our immediate maritime neighbors. So that is an important consideration that we must always keep in mind. Uday.
All right. Let me, in fact, thank you there, Commodore Singh, for joining us with your perspective.